As someone who works in a bank, these are three things that I see every single day that keep people broke. The first thing I'm going to say is no savings. I see it all the time. And this is stuff that even has affected me as well. This is a lot of stuff that I've learned even on this path to get to where I'm at, to be able to even go back and help others. I didn't come from banking. I didn't come from finance. It's not like I had somebody to teach me this. I had to learn it all on my own. And especially seeing and me with others, this is a big one, which a lot of people won't have. But not having a savings. What do I mean by that? Is basically not having something for emergencies, not having something for when you get hit by something different that you are not expecting with life. Like I even see it in others, and even just using myself. There was one time, like even with my first job coming out of college, I was making some money. Everything was going good. And then all of a sudden, got hit by a layoff. Like out of nowhere. It was nothing to do with necessarily performance. It was a technology company. And I was one of the people that just got hit by a layoff. And that definitely changed things, for sure. I mean, you think things won't happen, and then things just happen that you were not expecting out of nowhere. And this even will happen with other people. There may be other new additions to the family. Or they may actually experience a loss. Or maybe it's some family emergency or a wreck or something medical that just pops up on you out of nowhere. Maybe you might even have had some type of savings, but maybe it just wasn't enough to cover the emergency that just happened out of nowhere. So this is a big one. Random and major expenses that pop up out of nowhere will keep people down, especially because a lot of times you aren't already even planning for it, which I guess that's also part of why it's kind of unexpected. I mean, it's not like we're expecting these certain things to happen. They just happen, and they catch a lot of people off guard, and it makes a big difference in your life. 100%. So that's the first one I would say, is not having savings, or maybe even a savings that's enough to cover some emergency that could happen to you or a loved one close to you. So I would say that's the first one. The second one I would say, this is the second one, I would say this is not having a plan for your funds. Now, with this one, maybe you are making some money, and then maybe you are starting to build up some funds as well. But you don't necessarily have a plans for the funds. You're just building them up, whether you keep the money in cash, stashed somewhere, or you just put it in your checking account, or you just put it in your checking account and don't really touch it. You don't really have any plans for it. You're just seeing it kind of build as you kind of add to it every so often. One thing that gets to a lot of people right here is the fact that there could be something that they could be doing with the funds to help it make you more money, or even in a more efficient way. There's definitely a lot of ways out here that you can take advantage of, that where you don't even necessarily have to. I'm going to stay away from the idea of investing. I'm not licensed on that. I am licensed on deposit accounts, but there's things that you can do with that money where it can it can work harder for you instead of just necessarily just sitting there. Especially, I mean, of course, it's likely good to just keep some cash as well, because you never know what may happen with your bank or anything. But there are definitely things that you could do with that money that can help you make more money, like basically make your money work harder for you, and that will help a lot in terms of getting you ahead, especially of random emergencies, what I was just mentioning about. And I highly recommend you checking those out, seeing what your options are. A lot of times you can go get this advice for free. So I highly recommend that. And that will definitely help keep you above water, for sure. Keep you and your family straight. So that'll be the second thing I'll mention. The third thing I'm going to mention is which I see a ton, is not tracking your finances. This is extremely important. I say that because there will be like half of people, or most people don't even really know what's in their account right now or in their accounts right now. They probably won't even, like if you ask them what's in their accounts, they probably wouldn't even have an idea of what's in there. And I see this a lot. And, you know, a lot of times the people be like, yeah, I just have someone take care of it, which, I mean, it's cool. I'm all with the fact of whatever works for you works. But then it gets to a point like where emergency will happen or something will happen to the person that's taking care of all of their funds or who's tracking it. And then all of a sudden, maybe even they get older and now they're like, oh, wow, I've never even managed my accounts before. And the person who used to take care of it, they're not here anymore. I don't have them anymore. And now I got to take care of all this stuff myself. Where do I even begin? How do I start? You know, they start feeling extremely overwhelmed because they've never done it before. And I'm mentioning this especially because to get ahead of that, at least to know about how to look at your account and manage it. And especially because a lot of times when this happens, like you may have someone who was managing it for years and you never even have to worry about it. But then you notice there are charges on your accounts that you never even realized was taking money from you. So you're losing out on money and you had even no idea what was even in there or how to manage it. And maybe you get hit with some random situation where now you got to do all of it yourself, and it can be a very overwhelming, especially already at most likely an emotional time. So tracking everything, learning how to go ahead and track everything will be crucial for you. Just learning how to look at and track every single penny that's going into your account and track every single penny that's coming out of your account. I highly recommend this because this will help protect you in these emergency situations like none of us expect them. You know, none of us expect them. And sadly, they happen to some of us. I'm just trying to help people get ahead of that, trying to put everybody on game because I see this and it's hard, you know, to be able to try to help someone when it's already happened. I mean, we used to hear a quote from someone, she might, if she sees it, she'll know what I'm talking about, but prevention is better than cure, you know, that I love it, you know, prevention is better than cure. It's a lot easier to try to prevent something from happening versus, you know, when something happens and you're trying to cure it, you know, and I'm just trying to put people on game to help them out, you know. Again, I didn't come from none of this. I didn't come from a background of banking before, nor when my family had this. This is just stuff that I've learned and I've picked up and I see on a daily, and I'm just trying to help out other people and help keep them away from certain things and maybe even certain things that I've even experienced myself. I'm definitely not perfect with this, but I just want to try to help out someone else. But that's definitely my third thing, like being able to track all of your finances, understanding where your money is. I highly recommend even checking out your accounts every day. Just check them out. Like maybe you could even, like what I do is I check my money. I check my accounts when I wake up. And I check my bank accounts when I go to sleep as well. I highly recommend that for you all. But those are three things that I see every single day. They keep people down, but we're going to turn it around.